Welcome in to episode 22 of our Let's Play Ara History Untold series. We are progressing nicely in our game. We're on turn 190. We're rapidly approaching that turn 200 area in the game, and we are in the middle of something that might become very interesting over the course of the next few turns and perhaps next couple of episodes, depending on how quickly things progress. Kind of surprised, not a formal surprise war, but a kind of surprising war has been declared against us. And that's setting us up for maybe turning that war into a very different war. And so we'll see how things transpire. If you're missing out on any of the action, down in the description below, there is a link to episode 1 in the series, and you can catch up on everything that has happened up until this point in the game. Let's jump in and see where the game of Ara History Untold takes us today. We are here in our empire, the Mexican Empire led by Benito Juarez, and I took the liberty, as I mentioned I would, to rename all of my cities. I don't really care for the mechanism of city naming in this game. I love the region naming mechanism, where all the regions get named for after regions and territories and cities and different things in the nation that discovers them. However, that then translates into city names where when you settle in land that was not discovered by you or just like not passed through first or seen by you first, it takes on the name of the nation that discovered it. And I just don't care for that so much. So I took all of our Italian names, changed them to city names from Mexico. I took all of our Indian Empire names and changed them into cities from Mexico, basically using population as our an indicator for that. I tried to maybe put them in places that might make a little bit of sense. I put Monterrey kind of close to some mountains and things like that. We have Puebla, we have León de la Saldama, we have Ciudad Juarez, we got Guadalajara up here. Not particularly maybe like Guadalajara would be in real life. Ecatepec de Morelos, and I also added Tijuana on the coast over here, kind of nestled up really close to another city. You know, I tried to give it the most Tijuana feel that I could. That's to add into our already existing Neza, Ciudad de Mexico, and New Coahuila. New Coahuila because original Coahuila got burned to the ground. That is our empire. I went and did that. I like that quite a bit better. I'm gonna have to get used to all the new names, but that is okay. I feel like it suits our empire a little bit better. Let's press that next turn button and see where the game takes us. The war I was talking about, of course, is the war coming from the Assyrian Empire here, who declared war, quite a few turns ago now, several turns ago. We have not seen any of their armies. We're kind of moving our armies into defensive positions along this coastline. The crossing point would probably be around here or through here for his empire, and so we're trying to move into defensive positions, and I'll kind of walk you through as we get into the next turn and next turns where I feel I'm going with the rest of this. Obviously, you know that I started crafting some armies. We were actually on the cusp of having a couple of different units and armies out and ready to be deployed, and so that is going to translate into possible war with Italy, just to clear out these cities that have been kind of bugging us in the middle of our empire due to city settles and that sort of thing. That, I think, leads us into one other thing that we need to do, which is something I so rarely do in 4X strategy games, but we're probably going to do it in this episode. So let's hit next turn, and we will continue on our journey in Ara. Heavy plows has been researched, as well as the distillery, as well as the topiary park. All of these things could potentially be very useful to us. So we will start crafting heavy plows the next opportunity we get in order to start crafting. In fact, we probably need to check our crafters regardless, just to see if any of them are working on plows and switch them into heavy plows. Once again, we did that because we are not really in a place to build wonders. We know we're way far ahead in techs, and so we are getting the first unlock on all of these triumphs, and we do want to build a lot of these triumphs, and we will work our way towards that, but it is more important for us to do other things since we know that we're the only ones kind of vying for these right now. There's no competition to get them, and so I'm not apt to research them. Now, if you were playing at a higher difficulty or in a multiplayer game or something like that, and it was competitive to get these wonders, I already mentioned you'd probably have beeline to Sagrada Familia. It's one of the better triumphs in the game, so we're taking a different approach because we can in this game. You probably wouldn't necessarily research things in this order in a different game. If you were, again, challenging for certain triumphs that you wanted, you'd probably be researching triumphs. But I'm kind of choosing to not research the triumphs, so these might be like your second tier or non-triumph strategic research picks. The next one I might go for actually might be horseshoes. Barrels are the replacement for ceramic pots, and they can be very powerful, and you'll want to craft a lot of them throughout the game. The other thing we might want to get access to is down here in Pilgrimage, where you get access to dried food goods. As you start to maneuver through the game and you lose access to certain older amenities, and your cities get really big and have lots of amenity spots and need more food, the dried food goods is very important to have online. So definitely something to think about is the Pilgrimage one. It does lead you straight to Sagrada as well, and so that one is very valuable. So just that's definitely one that you can think about as well. Lots of different potential options though, but I think our play actually is going to be to get to barrels. I'm just going to get barrels up and running and just start crafting barrels because I think it's going to long-term benefit our empire really well. I think we go Pilgrimage after this probably for those reasons. So that's kind of the direction that we're headed right now. All right, we're low on furs again. Belgium trusted to Allied. We did ally with them. No longer even spices from Italy. I think I should start... Should we start trading differently? Because all of this is going to go away. If we do what I want to do, all of it's going to go away relatively quickly. I'll do one more update to this agreement, but I think we need to start maneuvering towards a new trade partner. We do have forces. Oh, well, okay. It's a scout, and it's way over here. Okay, where else do we see forces? Ah! They are, in fact, a wedge and a line. So, Assyria, I was mentioning in the last episode, I didn't know if they were going to take this whole thing seriously. I didn't know if they were actually sending units. They are actually sending units. So, we're going to go ahead and grab the Legion. I'm going to break the Legion off from my force. Probably could break everything off. I doubt we're going to see units in this direction. You know what? You know what we're going to do, actually? We are going to... grab a wedge as well. We'll cancel them. Then we'll grab both of those, and we will send them this way. So we'll have one wedge formation that will stick over here in Puebla, and we will send the Legion and the wedge this way. It's going to take them a little while to get there, but these guys are already going to be in position to defend the city. Now, they do have two formations here, but they do have two formations, so they will overwhelm our... Oh, we do have two wedges here. Oh, we don't have... I thought it was just one wedge. We have more armies than I thought. Anyway, we'll break off and kind of split our armies a little bit just to make sure that we have advantage. We have huge advantage being in the city and fortified, so we probably don't need to do this, but we'll do it anyway just for the sake of it. Also, like, really leery of the amount of battalions that Italy has is just huge. Okay, and the other army is, yeah, that one right there. So 2 armies there. All right, granary complete. So let's just get them... cracking on some more grain stores. I don't feel the need to boost this very much. In fact, I might not boost it. We have the grain. I'll put the grain into it just so that we're building them. We have plenty of granaries. The granaries are more useful now to me as farm boosts and as like happiness boosts or whatever they provide. What do they provide? Health. Yeah, sorry, the health and the food boost. Right. I don't need the grain stores necessarily. We're crafting those pretty frequently, but. It is really nice to get that health and the food bonus within that territory, so we'll continue kind of doing that sort of thing. New irrigated farm is there. We have a reformed catapult, so we can go ahead and redeploy them. Several idle units. This guy is just kind of hanging out. I mean, we could attack. They'll probably just run away, but heck, if the Assyrians want to fight, I'll try to draw their attention up here because I have a random scout just sitting in that land. I'm down for that. He's trying to get back to our land, so we'll just keep him moving. This is our scout that's currently exploring in this direction. I guess we just keep doing that. Okay. City has a population milestone. Ciudad Juarez has a new growth to take care of. We should probably just start filling this in so that we can then kind of take care of other things later. So I think what we'll do is we'll start just filling these in. This is a lovely 5 right here, and that feels like it might be kind of nice. So let's grab this. And we've got a new expert to assign. We have docks. We have stables. We have the mill. We have some farms. How is our food situation? Very low. But I don't know if we have many farms left to put this in. We don't have one in the grocer. That would be a big happiness boost. So grocer is another big one. So we'll go grocer. I think we'll go into the farm for bonus food. Because we were about to hit that food cap, right? So that feels pretty good. Okay. We go to Ciudad de Mexico, which also grew. And we are in fact now capped, it looks like. So we have another amenity to put in. This is where we need those dried foods because I don't think we have almost anything else to put into our cities. We are running very low currently on different pieces to put in, right? We use our tunics to get to our other things. We don't want to slot tunics. Wine, however, would be an excellent thing to slot. It does cost us a little bit of knowledge. We're going to gain that back in happiness and prosperity. So we'll go ahead and slot in the wine. And we have 13 food. We definitely need a dwelling, so dwelling will be next here. And then we're looking for our next growth spot. And I think I'm going to grab this 4 down here. It's got high materials as well. We're low on mats, and so we'll just grab that. And then, as I mentioned, I think managing experts from that screen becomes unwieldy. So let's just take a look over here. We have an apothecary. We do have an irrigated farm missing experts, so we could plug in experts there for bonus food, although it looks like we've solved our food problem. And we have butcher shops. And actually, I think we want to go ahead and go into the butcher shops because we were going to build some more butcher shops, and that actually gets us, we could actually get the fish out faster, the salted fish out faster, and we actually reduce our time to build anything else that's industry-based in that space, right? So I'll come back up to the farms now. I want a food farm specifically, just so we can have one there. So let's put one into that farm. That's a huge farm that we need to... That's going to get us some really nice food, so we're good there. And then their project, when we get to it, is going to be a dwelling at that point, right? Japan has sent me a gift. 2 metal tools. Thanks. I appreciate that. Very nice. Mangonel's training is complete. Footman training is complete. And Mangonel's training is complete. So multiple Mangonels and our Footman and our catapult is back. So we can actually go back to deployment. And I want to just double check that Neza still is at 100. They are at 100 security. So we deploy all of our armies out of Neza. So we'll go to deploy. We are going to go to our Legion formation. We are going to drop this into Diamond formation. And we'll go ahead and slot Mangonels in there. We will put maybe the Elephant Mel stay there and a Footman, and we will deploy out of Neza. And then we will do the exact same thing again. We will go Legion. We will go Diamond formation. We're using the Diamond formation specifically because you get plus 10% strength on every single unit in the Diamond formation as opposed to other of the formations. And if we're going to be attacking, that feels like it's going to be useful. Mangonel there. We go Knights at the back line, Footmen at the front, and Catapults in the range slot. That fills our Diamond requirements, and we'll get that 10% boost on everybody. Plus, we're deploying at a Neza, so we're going to get another... What's the percent again? Just to remind us how good this is. 50% for strength bonus. So that's 60% on just the city security and the Diamond formation alone. We have 60% increase in our strength of each of our units, which is it should be pretty potent, hopefully. We also have some pretty decent units that we're throwing out there, so we'll start to maneuver those into place. All right. City idle. Monterey is idle, and here is where I am going to start making choices that I don't normally make, just because of what's about to happen, or I think what's about to happen in this game. We can start building city walls. Now, you might notice it's 23 turns in this particular city, but we have everything improved already, right? Well, we have some cattle and stuff here, but I really think I want to get city walls in every single one of my cities ahead of this war with Italy. Italian forces are strewn throughout our land, and so the chances of any one of our cities getting attacked is very high, and I don't have enough armies to defend all of them if Italy decides to randomly go after one when we decide to do this war. So I'm actually going to go into city walls in just about every city. Now, eventually, we'll probably spend some gold to get these walls in a little bit faster. By the way, I love this mechanic. The mechanic of Rush, after having played now Civilization 7 a little bit, which also is a very good game. The mechanic to be able to rush is Very nice. It is not in Civilization 7. It is in Ara, and I love the fact that you can put a bunch of production turns into it and then spend the gold to rush the rest. I think that should be in all 4X games. We're going to do the same thing here. Again, the city is fine on food. We are growing in 4 turns. They're going to need more food, so may have to take a break to put in a farm at some point, but we'll get started on city walls. It's only a 7-turn build. We might be able to rush that relatively quickly after we put a few turns into it so we can get that farm up and running. So as we have idle cities, what you're going to notice is as long as we don't need a dwelling or an immediate farm, I'm basically just going to start slotting city walls into all of them. Now, that is going to draw down on a lot of different things that we are doing, but that is, I think it's going to be our best bet to be able to help defend all of our cities and make sure that at least Italy's got to have catapults and other things to be able to take us on, right? So we're drawing down on materials, stone, and wealth. The wealth we don't really care about. The materials, the timber, I said stone. The materials, the timber, and the wealth. So they're quite expensive, and they actually do take quite a bit to build, which is realistic. They're city walls. It's quite an extensive project to put in. We're going to go ahead and continue to do that. Did we ever get roads to all of our cities? I'm not sure if we did. Let's remedy that situation. We'll get them connected. These guys are already connected, it appears. And let's get these two. Oops. I can't build one across here. I guess we'll just stick with the road that goes here. So they have to go down and up instead of going across. I don't love that. I mean, I can deal with it, I suppose. We actually have 6 turns before we have to have this in, and we get 3-turn city walls. So let's just do that. We'll get the city walls in, then we'll go into dwellings. So I changed my mind on that one. Go figure. And I think we're just ready to press that next turn button. We're now in like full preparatory mode for whatever the heck is going to go down between us and Italy. I don't think Italy's aware that that's possible. Oh, it's going to get real nasty. And when we do that, it is likely our diplomatic status around the globe is going to suffer. So that's something to keep in mind. All right, next turn. Couple regions claimed. Crafting abound. Enemies detected. They are now here. We can now do this and initiate some indirect fire on these armies. We will have these guys continue to move in that path. I like that. That's the 2 armies. This guy is just running away. Run all you want. Until I see an army, I'm going to keep chasing you. That's what you get for attacking me. All right, we're going to go here, and then we'll jump in the water and cut the rest of the way through here. We got to get this guy back, actually, before we start the war. Otherwise, he's going to be on the wrong side of everything. And we'd like to keep him alive since he's like our original spearman that's been out doing things for us for a very long time. I'm going to go ahead and fortify these guys here just in case we see any troops start to come through this area from the Assyrian Empire. Again, we're only at war with Assyria right now, not Italy. I'm just kind of pre-prepping for what might happen between us and Italy in the very near future. Population milestones in our capital, again, they grew that fast. So my city walls idea was apparently just a terrible one. I thought we had, it had said we had 6 turns. Where did we get that growth from? Did we not have like 4 or 6 turns? We had some amount of turns left. They grew immediately. And now we're in food trouble and we're capped on dwellings? Hey, we literally just did this. Fascinating. Well, we're just going to keep claiming all these, I guess. Man, we have so much to build. And then here we have yet another amenity to put in. Our growth must be through the roof in this city. Ow. Okay, we don't have enough bread to start slotting bread. So the question is, what stat do we need? Security is a stat we need, but we can actually take just about anything except for happiness. I could slot like cured meats or something just for a little while. It gets us some of the stuff we need. You know what? I think that's probably our best bet. We'll go ahead and put in some cured meats. We're putting a bunch of butcher shops in, so I feel like we can make that work. And then if we have any expert slots in the farms again, so we do. So we bump that one in there. That gets us a -2 food. And then do we have any other food-based farms that we can take care of the food without having to mess with things? These are not food-based farms. Those are resource-based farms. So I think we're going to be out of luck. Yeah, I think we're out of luck. Although we get 1 food when you improve these. what we'll do is we'll slot in here and here, because that'll get us extra food and extra food. And that, you can see, that actually got us to 0, because we get 1 food for each expert, along with the increased resource production. So that puts them at a food, no longer a food deficit. But the problem is now we have to come in here and project into, and we actually don't have any more room for dwellings here, so we have to pick a spot for a dwelling. And it might be right here. This might be the spot with our dock. We put a dwelling in here because there's no kind of significant bonus in that area, and we don't have residences yet, so we go into a dwelling still for a dwelling. And then arguably we need to bump that up. That's a 1 turn, and then we'll go into the city walls, and so that'll keep growth up as fast as possible. Tijuana also has a new milestone. They're also short on food and coming up on needing dwellings. And we have to be careful what land we claim, because we do have another city over here now. We can stretch out in this direction. Here's a lovely 5. But I actually like this for this city anyway. So let's go. Let's do it. Let's claim up to here. I think that's fine for me. We have 14 experts only. I think I could still use this space. What's our food at? -13. So we're basically makes it easier just to come over here. Here's an irrigated farm. Here's an irrigated farm. Oh, that was only 1 expert. Is that the best spot for him? Do we have any empty irrigated farms? No, we're about to have 1 in 2 turns, though. So they're already working on a farm, so I think they're going to be fine. Craft queue is empty in a workshop. That's fine, because we can start in on... go 2 workshops, craft queue is empty. So let's jump in here. Scroll all the way down to our workshops, and we can start slotting new things. We're not building any plows, you'll notice, and so immediately we can just go heavy plows. We want to put horses on there if we can. Ooh, that we can, but it pushes us right to the edge with horses, but that's fine. We can do it. And we also can put materials into this. Do we have ingots to use? Yes, we do. So we can put ingots on that as well. So we're going to heavy plow every 4 turns. I'm just going to... I don't want to set this to infinite necessarily, because I don't want infinite, but we need a ton of these. 35 or something. It's going to take forever to craft all those from a single workshop, but that's fine. We also have access to barrels in 2 turns, so we want to keep that in mind. And we have our second workshop. We got tools, pots, candles, baskets, and rope, all being kind of infinite crafted. We have 1 making just a few extra furniture for us. So we could set... Oh, we don't have all... Oh, we're actually missing gears. Okay, so this guy's just going to crank some gears out for us. And I don't know, let's get like 10 more gears, because apparently we ran out at some point, because we have some rope slotted in this workshop. So let's get that taken care of. Okay. Let's see. The Mongolian Empire sent me a gift. 1 metal tool. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. The Aztec Empire sent me a gift. 4 metal tools. That is lovely. I love that when you accept gifts, you also get increases in your standings. Actually, getting a gift like that from Itzcoatl is huge for us, right? Because we don't want war with him. We want to maintain peace with him if at all possible. And in fact, Diamond 2 has begun mustering. Diamond has begun mustering, so both of our diamond formations are mustering. Those will be our ones we use to take out Gurganon and Zico, because they both have walls. Don't believe we're going to have any wall problems in New Delhi, and that's going to be our initial war. Our initial war is just going to be take out these 3 cities. Like, we leave Milano... Unless the war goes immensely well. We have a lot of units to fight as well. The war is going to be, it's going to be a substantial war, because there's a lot of people to fight in this as well. So that's just something that we need to think about as we continue in as well. Good growth here, so we can go right into the walls as we've been doing. And that's an 18 turn build, so that's going to take them a little bit of time. But again, I think we can rush these at some point as we get going. And that takes us to our next turn. Ah, it's a good thing we redirected. We redirected these units up here for a reason. They are coming in, and they are attempting to run a massive assault. Look at these armies coming in. They've got another line infantry. Okay, so they did something weird. They had 2 battalions together. They retreated one of them after having taken damage. The other one decided to attack, and now they're coming in with another wedge formation. They've got some nice units in this one, though, and they are coming in with catapults, so they are prepped for walls. We don't actually have walls. This fight is going incredibly well for us. We're going to reinforce this whole thing and just try to kill a bunch of Assyrian forces, I guess. That'll increase our levels in our armies, and that's great for us, because we're never We can't upgrade our units or reform. Well, we can reform them, but we're not going to probably. So we'll just try to get those units as much experience as possible so that they're actually useful deeper into the game. More Assyrian forces, we know that. A dwelling is complete, that is grand. We have a stalemate on the shooting, and then this next battle we have victory in 1. So they attacked into a complete slaughter, which is something the AI, I don't feel like they do that a lot, but they definitely do. Swordsman to level 3, so we like to see that. And then why do we not? They can just run every time? Is this true now? They can just run every time and never take damage from me? Feels odd to me. This guy in the water. Oh, our boat finally finished its pathing. 1, 2, 1, 2. And we're exploring here. Oh, here's that tribe we met. They are very not... they want to destroy us. So we might want to be careful around here. If we run into them, they will probably try to eliminate us. All right, we got our formations that are going to head in directions. I'm going to send this diamond formation to Gurganon, I think. Well, actually, let's see. Where do they have more forces? They have more forces here. I'm going to send... This force can go here. And the other force, we're going to send them... I mean, I guess we could just send them up here, right? But both of our units should have orders now. It's a little confusing when they're on the same thing. Yeah, but you can see they're splitting and both going in that direction, so. Okay. Population milestone in Neza, so another growth. And we have more to put in here. Let's see. We don't have festivals yet, and that actually helps with food. And we do have the room to put festivals in, so let's go ahead and do festivals. Neza needs to expand. They are going north, and I'm going to keep pushing them pretty hard north. So we're just going to claim across the top here, I think. I'm going to take the copper, because we actually need more copper. And actually, let's just check really quick, because we're going to start crowding New Koahula, but they need to claim this way once that city is burned. So Neza can continue to claim on this edge. We might push Neza across this river, although aesthetically I don't like it. I would love the capital to take these, and the capital could take those. We'll have to see what the capital gets up to down here. I think the capital's going to need to take some of these 2s out here. So Neza probably ends up claiming some of these, but we could take this copper right away. Although, it would, again, New Koahula would be able to take that. Maybe we take this and make it a wonder spot. How much do I care about aesthetics, chat? Oh, a lot. You know, this river is a nice border. And it should arguably form the border between these 2 cities. It's not a great move, but instead of taking the copper, I'm going to take this one. We're going to form our own borders within our own borders. That is a lot to look at. Let's go ahead and go over here for our experts. We actually don't need food, so we can actually take a look at where else we would want to put an expert. Put him in a blacksmith. The academy gets us increased city knowledge, which we're at 100 of, so we actually don't... Like, we're going to skip that for now. And I think we just start stacking ceramic. Oh, chemist. We stack chemist. That gets us +5 health in our city, which is excellent. And gets us the craft production on our fertilizer. So there you go. That is a nice spot for it. We also have the grocer open. Okay, so we'll go grocer as well. And then we can just stack chemist again on the next time. As long as we don't need food, right? Belgium has declined my proposal. Not a surprise. Poland has accepted my proposal. That's a nice little boon. Orders interrupted. Oh, they were trying to bombard, right? Oh, they're attacking. That's fine. And these guys are still... Well, don't go in the water. Let's not go in the water, okay? Thanks. That sounds like a bad idea. We're going to stack you into the city, probably, so that we can just all fight together. These guys can hang out. And we are good to press next turn. Walls are building. Barrels are now an option for us. So next time we have an available workshop, we can head in that direction. I am now going to go to Pilgrimage to grab access mainly to these dried food goods so that we can start crafting those. And also, we'll have Sagrada unlocked when we're ready to go in that direction. Regions claimed. Neutral to friendly with the Aztecs. And we have new militaries forming over here. We already knew that. Irrigated farm complete. Another swordsman promoted to level 3, so that feels pretty good. This battle is over. We were able to completely destroy them and take almost no damage. That feels pretty good, and that will probably continue to happen throughout the course of this war if they insist on doing that. I cannot track. This guy's just running in circles. Like, those scouts can't fight scouts now, basically. I don't know what... How would you ever kill a scout in this particular... If you can retreat every time? And this is why we talked about why the retreat mechanic is difficult to implement, right? Because now you just have someone constantly retreating with no, like, repercussions, right? Oh, we want to indirect fire, right? Yes, definitely. All right, there is 3 sets of berserkers. So we want to... You know what we actually want to do? Is we actually need to get back up here towards Kyoto so that we can claim things. So I feel like let's just... Oh, this guy... Well, we can retreat, right? So we can test the mechanic ourselves. We move here, then we'll just retreat our way back if we can. We have a new Paragon available. And actually, this was something I just happened to click on earlier. I always was confused about how you can't check what advisors you have slotted, but you can. You can actually look at where you have empty slots. So we are missing a military advisor, which is actually kind of unfortunate because we just trained a bunch of military. So we may want to grab a military advisor if one happens to proc here with this Paragon. We did not get anyone specific to military, although we can get a military advisor placed. It just doesn't seem like it might be the greatest idea. Let's see. We could grab this engineer, although I think we already have one to eventually slot there. We could put any of these on our force. So, like, we could take one of these and put them with our force, like 100% siege damage and pillage damage, or, like, experience. Those would all be good things. We could get +1 sight to all cities if we just slot this guy into... Actually, +1 sight and speed on force is not bad either. And he's got some masterpiece proficiencies. I might just take this pioneer. Ooh, what's the wonder we have, though? Isn't it engineers? Isn't it engineers and... Ah! I found it! It took me a second. Yeah, engineers and prophets in my nation. +1 happiness of affairs in all cities. It's not a lot, but if I take the engineer, we could just set him to the military advisor just for funsies right now. It's not what we need, but we could just do that with him. And then, right? Just get the bonuses. We just call it good there, right? We'll take the +1 happiness and prosperity in all of our cities. Aztec Empire accepted my gift. We're now, like, very friendly. You want a research agreement? That's gonna be a no. Nuku'alofa has grown, and that will allow us to start claiming. And this is where we have to start being strategic. Where do we want claims? Out here probably would be like our next best claim. We need claims for over here when we start burning things down, but we could get like another... Oh, you know what? Maybe we go here to the horses. Ciudad's going to run into trouble as well is the problem, right? And so, but where's the border going to be set? That's a river, right? For Nuku'alofa, but they're going to need to claim a lot over here, so I don't want to extend them too far. So maybe the horses do make the most sense. Although that Ciudad could definitely claim that way. And they're going to be stuck unless we choose to destroy Milano. I'm going to take it anyway. It makes the most sense, I think. All right, we got an extra amenity slot here. There's a bunch of different things we could probably slot in this city. But again, like, growth seems to be really important, so maybe we slot in festivals. Go festival there. Well, that doesn't get us the food necessarily. There's only 5 food, whereas the gourmet meals would get us more. But we have experts to put in, and so we could go ahead and check. We have a farm. Actually not sure this city has a farm. They might not actually have a farm. They have one farm, but it's a cotton farm. It's not a food farm. So maybe, well, we slaughtered it. It's too late now. We slaughtered it. So that would have been the best way to get food. So we're going to have to build for food here on our next little piece. We can get 1 food if we put into that, but 1 food is not going to help our -8. It's not going to get us growing again. 5 security on the flower field. Oh, we got another one. Let's go here. Okay. City idle. Tijuana is idle, and that means because we have food and we have dwellings that we are going to go into our city walls, and we press next turn. We got city walls being built. We got armies moving into position. Regions are being claimed. More forces are being detected. Man, they had a lot of armies. Now, they got a square formation coming in now. So now we're for reals. To double bombard this army sounds like fun. Okay. That is interesting. Our first city walls are complete in our capital. Look at them. They look beautiful. They look really nice. Love it. Love it. They have the gates where the people go in, so you don't get any weird like people walking through everything. They always sit the gates on the roads. Again, really well done aesthetically. Looks amazing. City center is now fully encapsulated by the walls and requires siege weapons to be able to take. And that's what we're looking for in all of our cities, is getting those walls in, so that they have to have the siege, so that it slows down their ability to attack, which means we get to do any sort of volleys or bombards into them. Just keep running. I will continue to attack. We don't get anything for that. Our spearman is so close to getting home. And this unit, we already gave orders to, didn't we? Maybe the Legion should just sit. Just hold. You hold. While we bombard the living daylights out of them. There's a lot of fish and stuff up here. I don't know if we can get access to that at some point. Alright, 1, 2, 4. Keep him along the coast. Oh, you know what? We can upgrade him. Can we upgrade him so we can get into the water more? We'll just let him continue exploring a little bit. You can upgrade units outside of your territory. It's really interesting. They did not attack, so we're gonna like back off and then just kind of come back around. Okay. This diamond formation is just ready because they're 1 away from Zico, so we could just sit them. They're just gonna fortify for now. Breach proposal declined from the Aztecs. I mean, look, that's fine. I expected it and all. Okay. Ciudad de Mexico is done with the walls, done with the dwellings, although we were gonna grow. We're growing pretty fast. We gotta put anything we want in now. And we've got a ton of different options here. I do want to finish getting in the rest of these. So let's go ahead and find our butcher shop, because I think we had one last butcher shop to put in. Let's go ahead and get that butcher shop down. That is what we're doing in that particular place. That way all of our butcher shops will be in, and we'll be mass producing anything we need for that. That's only a 1-turn build, so we'll be right back in that city on the next turn. And we will press the next turn button and move right along as we're just busy building walls and apparently defending our nation from attacks. More units come into range, and what we're going to do is go ahead and switch our volley. Oh, there's even coins from Italy. Right. That's fine. Do you have any dried food goods? You, of course. But I guess I'll take your vanilla. I'm not sure why, but mainly because I don't care anymore. All right, what do we got? We got a butcher shop complete. That we knew was going to happen. We're just going to slot them in on salted fish right away. We don't have the fish yet. We can put the wealth towards it. And again, salted fish are useful, so we're just going to continue with that trend. City walls complete. Our next set of city walls in Ciudad Juarez is done. So we now have a defensible location in one of our northern cities. That's pretty big. I really like that. And another one in Neza. So walls coming in for all of our cities. We're starting to feel much more defensible. And all of our cities didn't take long so far to build those, which is kind of nice. We'll be very much ready when we choose to start our war, I feel like. Once we get those in. We're just going to continue this little random weird attacking pattern. This guy I can now just move right down. I'm going to put him in the city center here. So that's going to take... I don't know. Oh, he's going to... Actually, you know what? I'm going to send this guy all the way down to the capital because I want to get him down here to heal. It was pointed out to me that I could have just reformed this unit rather than transporting them. Yes, that's true. I could have reformed him, which calls him back, and then just redeployed him. But he's a level 4 spearman, and I don't want to waste my 4 levels, you know? Why? I don't know. Really just feels bad losing levels. He's only going to participate in hunts, probably. He's not even going to be involved in the war, but, you know, he's level 4. He's traveled the world. We don't want to lose that, you know? And Japan's got some forces. It's too bad they're about to disappear unless something drastically changes. All right, we're going to sit right here. These units, actually, this wedge is going to come down and support this group. I'm just going to have them come in and support these guys just right away, just so that we have substantial forces. Italy's got to be like, what's going on right now? We got mangonels sitting right outside of their border. Oh, man, it's going to be... I'm going to feel bad, but I'm also not going to feel bad, you know? We're fortifying in the territory next to them. Our revenge will be swift. And it will be complete. All right, let's take the growth. I think I'm going to slot festivals here again. We actually aren't crafting festivals super fast. So maybe we go gourmet meals here instead. What's the growth here? 50. Yeah, the growth is so much better on the festival, though. Let's go festival while we can. We're gonna get these cities growing very fast. We need to craft more festivals, which means we just need to switch off of feasts and go to festivals in more of our places, right? Because I believe that's all we need to do. We have growth, though, and that is important because wow, Delhi has still not grown. So we cut them off over here. We're gonna now cut them off over here. We knew that we were gonna do that, right? We want access to these dyes, so there we go. We get our full claim exactly the way we want it to be along that border after they aggressively settled us. And did we switch our... We did not. So we will go ahead and switch our expert. Probably just into the farm for now. Feels more useful, possibly. Although extra food right now doesn't really get us much. The granary might have been even the better place to put that. Wedge has bombarded. They bombarded our gathering hall? Okay, well, if that's the case, maybe we don't want to sit here and just shoot them. So they bombarded in, so now we have something... so we should probably just initiate the fight instead of just bombarding them over and over again. Because we win the fight, right? Like, if we actually fight them. They have nothing else to destroy, actually, so we'll just run it again. We'll run it one more time, right? Ciudad Juarez is ready now that they have their walls to continue just producing things. They're good on food and they're good on housing for now. We have a grocer with farms. We have this territory. And then we have a couple other territories that might be of interest to do some things with. Senza would be a nice one to just stack things in. Do we go with, like, breweries? A workshop, maybe, into breweries so we can build them a little bit faster? We definitely need more of those types of things. We're not putting in chemists here right now. I think we have another spot where we're slotting chemists, so I'm not gonna go that direction. I feel like that's a good idea. Ceramic shops, I think we're putting in someplace else as well. But I like the idea of getting some breweries up and running. So breweries in Ciudad Juarez feels nice. We can only build 3 of them. So if we pair it with... We actually only need to use this 4 territory. But this is a nice food territory too. So we'll actually use this one. We'll use Fruili. We're going to workshop first. Workshop into our 3 breweries. If we remember, that is what we're doing. Neza also has their walls. They're good on everything as well, but they're the ones putting in chemists, so we're just going to go straight to that. We're not even going to think about it. We're just going to go up here. We're going to click chemists. We've got a couple more chemists to slot in here. We want those chemists up and running as quickly as possible. And Ciudad, we already know, has completed their butcher shops. And so now we can do something new with them. They have lots of potential. They have food. They have dwelling space currently. So we can really go any direction we want, which makes me interested in possibly starting a new, like this one right here, an excellent spot to start a new crafting area. What crafting area do we want? We just picked a brewery spot. I think we have a spot where ceramic shops are ready to go in. I think we've got a spot for chemists. Although we need to check if we have a ceramic shop spot, because that would be another great one to put in. Oh, you know what we need? This is a nice little detour we're gonna take. I'm gonna start throwing in saw pits. We're gonna go over here to sawmills. We're gonna go over here to sawmills, and we're gonna start increasing our timber generation. We have a nice amount of timber, but I think that's gonna become a problem for us soon. So we're gonna go here, and we're gonna go sawmills. We're gonna start stacking sawmills. So let's go sawmills. We're gonna stack that area with sawmills to increase our ability to produce timber. We have a lot of timber, but I think I want more timber. And we go next turn. There is access to dried food goods, and we want to start producing those whenever we can. How is our Golden Age progress? +5. So it's actually, we've been dropping steadily. Our cities have been dropping steadily. Oh, and part of that is because we're at war, right? As soon as the war is over, we'll get that back. Although as soon as that war is over, we're probably going right into another war, so... We're literally going to be prepped and ready to, like, slot right into that next war. Okay, so... But I'm going to try to skip a lot of the ones that get us I don't know. We're probably gonna end up purchasing those before we get our golden age, though, right? My thought is to maybe start into like universities and stuff like that. Maybe haberdashery, get access to some shoes and some fine clothes. Oh, and the tailors and the cobblers. Yes, haberdashery is very good. I forgot. Yeah, because cobblers give you new buildings to build that produce the same goods that tanners do, and tailors give you the update to the weaver and allow you to build more of them. So haberdashery is actually a really nice one. So let's go into that. We claimed a region. We have more forces. Did they die? They must have died. Now we're just gonna bombard this new force. More walls! New Koahula is done with their walls. Ooh, that's a nice wall. It's a big wall because it's a really big territory. That looks cool. That looks cool. Nice. Alright, stalemate. This square formation took damage, but then they moved. It was a double wedge that hit them. So they're going to hit again, right? And then what's this wedge? What's this wedge? Yeah, they're actively bombarding. So they've just been consistently bombarding this territory the whole time. So that's that was what they did. That wedge must have gotten... Yeah, that wedge ended up getting destroyed. So they came in and got killed. Okay. Units idle. Continue the assault on this poor scout that we're just chasing around. This guy can just stand again. Here's our boat that we could upgrade. Hey, we're at war with these. Send him. We'll just keep sending him along. Making our way back over here with this guy. Population milestone for Leon de las Aldama. Leon is growing, and that is nice because we can actually... Let's see. Let's just take a look at the map. I think we just take this, right? Again, we're going to burn all these cities down soon, so it's not like hyper-critical, but we could just take this one because that's the next logical like growth pattern for them. Not as pesky about it right now. We also have... There's resources there that we might want as well. And for the expert, we're good on food. We kind of go wherever we want. We can put one in the stable, actually, which is perfect. Because that's, I think, what we were waiting for there. That feels good. We have an idle city in New Koahula because they finished their walls. They have a couple blacksmiths, so we know we're going to stack blacksmiths there at some point. They have the bakeries, and I'm wondering if we want... Oh, they have a food issue. They have a food problem. So we need to go into a farm. A regular farm for them. This is a lovely spot for a farm. Do we have a grocer here yet? We do not have anything here yet. So this is going to be... Let's take a look at this particular territory. So I aesthetically get things right. I want the grocer here, probably. Then we're going to put down a farm. And are we going to rush said farm? Yes. We're going to rush said farm to get their growth back on track. Ooh, let's check our workshops real quick, because we have access to barrels, and we really should be crafting barrels. These guys are making... Oh, we're still using the gears, though, so we're not going to stop them. We have excess furniture now, so we could stop on the furniture really quick and start in on barrels. So let's do that, because I think that's important. We'll put the money... And the money, we'll just double money. We just spend money, and then we need a ton of barrels, so slot them on like 20 barrels and just start cranking barrels, because that's going to increase a lot of stuff for us. That's going to be good. Next turn! Region claimed. Research agreement will be ending. That's fine. We're going to let all that happen. Sawmill is in. Irrigated farm is in. Dwelling is in. Workshop is in. So we have... Oh, and now we have a new workshop. So we'll come up here to the idle workshop, and honestly, we might just double craft barrels. Do we double craft barrels, or do we double craft heavy plows? Maybe the plows. Maybe we get the plows out a little faster. We can afford to put the horses into that, and we can afford to put the metal ingots into that. And we go with like 20 of these maybe. The other guy's doing like 30 or something. We'll get the heavy plows slotted wherever we can. So we'll get that. Double craft on the heavy plows. I think that feels good. The next workshop, we'll start double crafting barrels and whatnot. So, stalemate. But they're taking some decent damage. You know? They're taking some decent damage. We're like killing units by just hanging out, basically. Continue the attack until the end of the war. This scout is getting a workout, you know. This guy can hold. we could hunt this tiger, like, in our free time? Let's go this way and this way. Computer, the AI is taking forever to catch up to us. It is ridiculous. Okay, we go grain stores, and we are growing. And this is Ketapek. And we were going to grow south, right? We wanted to grow down to the coastline. That's a nice 5. Good, great. This would be an excellent dock. Look how long the dock would be if we put it in right here. That's beautiful, and I have to do it for aesthetic purposes. Flame. Oh, these guys aren't going to have walls. I guess we should build walls here. I'm committed to this wall idea, even though this is like going to take absolutely forever. You know what? We got to go farm first, I think. This city is pretty far away from stuff. I think we got to go farm first on the saffron, and then we'll go into walls after that. It's tempting to just build the walls now, though. They're pretty far away from Italy. I'm not as worried about this city. Ciudad Juarez is ready to go. What did we build there? We were building a thing, and then we were going to build another thing. We built the workshop, and then we were going to put in the breweries. Stack some breweries. That will allow us to craft beer, which I think is specifically nice to get extra food in our city. Ciudad is ready as well, and they were... I'm gonna continue this path. I'm gonna load sawmills up here. I'm not gonna stop until that's full. We're just gonna go all sawmills in Buena Vista, just because, again, it's increasing our timber by a lot, and I like the idea of doing that. We also need to do the same thing with mines somewhere. Now, the key thing for mines is probably gonna be Puebla. Leon is where we were thinking about that as well. What do we have? We have a 2 here, so this could be all mines in this 2. There's a 2 here that we could mine as well. It's not awesome. What about the Puebla, though? Puebla's got some 2s. I bet you there's some 3s out here, so we'll be able to get some more in as well. We have to figure out where we want mines of Ranselberg. I think we still want it in Leon. Puebla's going to be too slow to build that. Okay, let's do at least one more turn. Do at least one more turn. Region claimed. Whoa, the Germany and the Assyrian Empire are now at war? Oh, Assyria, you are... Thanks. You've converted one of Italy's heretic cities and unlocked the Holy War Casus Belli. Oh, we can do Holy War. We need lots of Casus Belli, so that's good. Tijuana's walls are in. The walls going in like crazy. Those are lovely. The one thing I dislike about the walls is the gates on the water are a little bit funky. The gates on the water are a little funky. I wonder what it looks like if you have a dock. I would never build, just because of the numbers, right? I would never build a dock in my city center, but I wonder what a dock looks like when you build walls on it. I wonder if it looks really, really good, because if the road goes to the water, it pops open a gate, and it's a little bit funky. It's not something I'm like, oh, it's a huge deal, but it is a thing, right? All right, grocer complete, and this grocer, we can start, because we're crafting these at a pretty decent pace, so we can start in on dried food goods now. And we're going to use food, and we are going to use the wealth, and we are going to use anything else we can. Probably pots. And we'll just keep crafting them. That way, we're using them at a good space. I'm just going to infinite craft those dried food goods. Again, they're going to be a really useful amenity for us. We're good with that. The stalemate here, we'll just keep bombarding them. Why not? Eventually, they're going to die, because they refuse to attack. They just sit there, and they're not bombarding us. Oh, are they? They have catapults, so maybe they are bombarding us. Maybe a little bit. Catapults can't do much damage to units, though. I converted Italy's city of Delhi to my religion of madness. That'd be New Delhi, I believe. How do you feel about that? He doesn't apparently care. No, that's fine. Plot milestone in Puebla. So now we get to find out a little bit more about the surrounding territory in Puebla and how many good things we have. We gotta go in any direction we want here, right? Let's just double check. So Leon can go further this way. We couldn't quite get here though, right? And that was the plan. But Leon, we might have to burn Milano down. The problem is that Milano is gonna have it's gonna be a really nice city, but we might have to burn it down just because it doesn't make sense to keep it, because of our territory borders, right? So I'm wondering if we should, with Puebla, push in this direction first, rather than pushing in this direction, just in case we need Leon to take a couple of these as well. So we'll do that for now. We'll push into one of these. We'll push into one of these 4s. Maybe on the manganese. That feels good. because that gets us access to rare metals or whatever that is. And we have exports to slot. I like putting in here. 2 build production. We'll increase our build production by slotting into the mine. Craft queue is empty in a gathering hall. Actually, we already know what I'm going to do here. Because we need... Yeah, I need more festivals. So let's just go into festivals right away here. We're going to use the boost of salted fish, I think. Yes, we could definitely do salted fish here. And spice. So we have a gobload of spices. We're crafting those every 6 turns. So that'll get us up. We can put festivals in all of our cities, which is going to be a big deal. New event! Alright, so this is a pretty common event. I feel like I've seen this one in quite a few of my games, although never this late in the game, necessarily. So we can send one of our best horses to participate here. We minus a horse, which is fine. And we get +2 relationship with the Tempetu tribe, so it's +2 relationship. If you have a horseman sitting around, or if you want to defer and then train a horseman to send there, you can send a horseman and you'll get the +2 relationship and 5 prestige. If we were not crushing the AI already in prestige and basically have already won the game prestige-wise, I would go this route, right? Prestige is the game-winning condition, so you want prestige. So I would defer and train a horseman if I wanted the prestige. Honestly, because the tribes are about to disappear when we transition to Act 2, I am going to take the immediate +2 relationship and see if we can't get them to join us. +2 relationship immediately might get them to join one of our cities, which would be massively beneficial. So we're going to do that on this one. They are very far away. They're closest, hopefully, to this city, to Puebla, because that would be a nice ad for Puebla. Or this one, although I don't think it would add there. I wish you got to pick which city they went to. That'd be kind of nice. But alas, I do not think you do. Leon needs walls, yeah? Oh, they're going to have population problems in 9 turns, though. How much does your dwelling cost, though? Oh, we get a dwelling in 4 turns. Okay, so we're gonna go with it. We have to go dwelling. Just rush that. Oh, it only costs 2 turns. Oh, it's only $1.50. That dwelling, and then we'll just queue up the walls right away. Dwelling into walls. Done. Perfect. You'll love to see it. Tijuana is ready to build. Their walls are in. Their food is good. Their dwellings are... they're close on housing. But we, I believe, have 1 more chemist to put in here, right? Oh, no, this is Tijuana. They're not the chemist place. They are waiting for haberdashery, because that is going to get us access to more ability to put in our weavers. We can stack another potential weaver bonus here. So they actually are kind of waiting for that at this point. So maybe because they're close on this, maybe for this build, we go dwelling in order to do that. Yes, I like that idea quite a bit, actually. So let's go ahead and put the dwelling down. And that will allow us to then not have to focus on that when we're trying to build in some more of our cobblers and tailors is what we're going to get access to there. That is going to do it for this episode. Thank you so much for watching. If you like the content, make sure you hit that thumbs up button and that you're subscribed to the channel so you know when we release these videos. We're back to kind of our once a week, every Sunday slot for this. Very excited to see where this takes us. I think next episode, I don't think we'll probably be at war with the Italians yet. I think we're going to wrap up our war with the Assyrians and make sure we're all defended from that so we don't have 2 wars going on. And then I think our war with the Italians is imminent. We're able to kind of crank turns on that one a little bit faster than we might have otherwise because we're just building walls and stuff. So hopefully, I think that's how the rest of the series is going to go, is we'll be able to crank turns a little bit faster, I hope. Although the war will substantially slow that down as we're making some kind of calculated maneuvers and things around all of the mass amounts of military that Italy has. So that's going to be fascinating to see. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you for the next one.